So welcome to today's episode of Specify Talks. This is the construction industry podcast where we go beyond the buildings and we dig into the stories, the skills and hopefully a few secrets of the people building our world. This is where construction meets conversation. So whether you're actually working in the construction industry or you're just curious about how things get built, this is the place to be. I'm Jonathan Payne, host, and I'm also joined by co-host
Gerard Graham.
And today is a very special podcast. We're actually in the centre of Magherafelt with CFM, who are a very large company, combined facilities management. And we're here today with one of the owners, which is Gerard Keenan. And we're also joined by two of Gerard's apprentices. So, Gerard, if you don't mind, take a few minutes, just tell us a little bit about yourself and about CFM.
Thank you very much, Jonathan, and thank you, Gerard, for coming along today and the opportunity to go on to the Specified podcast. So my name is Gerard Keenan. I am the head of people here at CFM. So we are an all trades facilities management business. We started out in 1974 and as a plumbing and heating contractor, founded by Pat Keenan in Castle Dawson, who was an apprentice plumber. He served his time with Alexander Rankin and Sons in Castle Dawson before starting out by himself in 1974. And we're fortunate enough, we've went on a great journey since then, and we've turned many corners on it, but we're very fortunate to still be in business today, 51 years on. So, thus we're still in Magherafelt today. The heart and soul of the business is in Castle Dawson, where our main operational base is. We also have operational bases in Omagh, Derry and Mallusk. And we're fortunate today to have working towards 400 employees there at the moment, where we are joined today by Jack and Amy, two great apprentices. So we're very lucky.
Good to see you. Okay, so tell us a bit more about the company, Gerard. I am a local man in Magherafelt, so a blue one as Gerard would call me.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously I know quite a bit about the company. You're well renowned in this local area, but a very successful company. Turnover this year, approaching 60 million thereabouts, is that right?
Yeah.
And with 400 employees. And in fairness, you do seem to fly below the radar quite a bit. You know, it's a hell of a turnover, quite a good success story. So how come we don't hear more about that?
Well, I don't know, that's a bad thing, but no, we're very fortunate in terms of the work that we do. The majority of the work that we do is with public sector clients here in Northern Ireland, and also our work is centralised in Northern Ireland with our operational bases covering geographically that spread from out west over to the east and up to the tip of Northern Ireland there as well, through Causeway and that. So we have a large geographical spread there across just across the province. So we're very lucky in that sense.
Well, tell us, our listeners, a bit more about facilities management, because the side of the construction industry, a lot of people don't fully understand. So just give us a wee bit of background about what you actually do.
Yeah, so no problem, Jonathan. So we have three distinct business units. So it's Build and Regenerate, which is in mineworks building projects. So it's a lot of regeneration and decarbonisation works across housing stock mainly within Northern Ireland there as well. So that's a lot of external wall insulation schemes, external cyclical maintenance schemes, and a lot of the time bringing properties back to four walls and then going on a journey with those properties, bringing them back to the envelope there as well, and to ensure airtightness at every turn as well, and then improving just with a fabric first model within that. So that's the Build and Regenerate department, and then we have our mechanical and electrical department. So back to the origins of the business and where the business started within plumbing and heating. So where we work with clients within Northern Ireland, so we're in different frameworks in the public sector with public sector clients there, and within that, so it's your mechanical, commercial and domestic mechanical contracts as well, and electrical contracts too. So everything from fixed wire testing to fixing a socket within one domestic property. And then also our largest business unit is reactive maintain. So reactive maintain is so it's all trades. So it's your plumbers, your plasters, your joiners. So Jack today is a joiner on that journey. So it's your all trades property reactive 365 maintenance. So it's essentially it's a fourth emergency service we see ourselves as, in that it's all trades 365, ensuring that the people that we serve in the communities that we work in have access to the facilities and the means within their housing or their commercial property at all times. So we have an on-call presence, so we are always on, and that's back to the point of having a 365, and we do see ourselves as that fourth emergency service.
Do you have a blue flashing light in your car, or not quite?
Some vans actually do. So
I will say, since we came into the office, say we're sitting in your boardroom, we're surrounded by certifications, awards. They're all over the place. And those awards, if you said, Gerard, you mentioned that it's about your people. It's all about how you invest in your people, your training programs, your apprenticeship programs. So it seems to be very much the lifeblood of the company is your people.
It certainly is. Jonathan,
you're very much ahead of that, people. So
yes,
tell us a bit more about that, about the culture and the ethos, and how many apprentices you actually have, and how you actually go out and recruit those apprentices, and then your training program. How you develop those people.
So in terms of, as you say, that it is all about the people, and we're very fortunate to have a strong team, and that it all comes back to people. Our long-serving apprentice is 47 years with us, and that started out as an apprentice. He's now management over a section of work that we deliver out of our Castle Dawson depot in Francis, and it's those stories. It's our corporate services director, Paul, with over 40 years experience, and it's people that we're very fortunate to have.
So directors of your company have started their journey as an apprentice.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in two instances.
Lighting up here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also do have.
Your target out next week.
We do have a 50-50 split on our board of male and female as well, which is important to us in the work that we're striving for as well, in terms of to be equitable and accountable to that. But to the people point, it is all about people, and we're very fortunate with the people that we do work with, and we train and work with and engage. We have an apprenticeship academy. The guys, so Jack started out on his joinery journey there. He's only 2 months in, but he'll be going into the academy now this year, where we're lucky to have a purpose-built training facility in Castle Dawson, where our apprentices go on a rotational basis. They come in and they get a week in a feel-safe environment to hang doors, to work on their tiling, to work on every element of the joinery life cycle work that they do, and then to try and join the dots from there back to what they're doing in the college 1 day a week as well. And on top of that, there last year we started to use our apprenticeship logbook through Y4 as well. So it's mapping that journey to really join the dots digitally from what the guys are learning in the college 1 day a week, where Amy's in Ulster, where Jack's in Cirque, Southeastern Regional College, to join the dots from what they're learning there, what they're learning on site, with what Amy is learning with her buddy and mentor, and what Jack is learning with his.
And you've actually won an award this year for the CF for use of digital technology, which is through the Y4 application. Tell us a bit more about that and how you use that, what benefits that has for the company.
Yes, no, we're grateful to win that this year. That was that's the platform that the guys began using last year. So it's a Northern Ireland based startup that is really on three prongs of mapping. It's a taxonomy of skills register, ensuring that the people's training and skills are mapped in one central place, because, as you know, with the rising compliance requirements for construction, it's a very hot topic right now, and to try and keeping us one step ahead on that front. It's also then on the performance side of it as well, to make sure that we know what we're meant to do and when and how we're meant to do it with a KPI suite as well. So it's on the performance management side. But where these guys came in and where we were fortunate enough to win the award was on the apprenticeship logbook. So it's all the modules that Jack is studying in Southeastern Regional College, and all the modules that Amy is studying in Ulster University within surveying that are mapped on this system, and then also that are then tied into how Amy is applying those learnings, how Jack is applying those learnings in their day-to-day within their roles within the business as well. So, and then also in terms of it's gamified as well, in the sense that you can get streaks and so on and so forth to keep you engaged, to keep you, so it's appeasing to millennials and Gen Zs.
You're cross-checking though, so what's going on in the courses, you're cross-referencing them against the company.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and so for the first time ever with Whiteboard, we've been able to do that, and because it's been a minefield of spreadsheets before that, and it's also not been, it's been hugely fragmented. So it's for the first time we're able to actually join the dots, and we're very fortunate to have a strong L&D team here that are spearheading that, and
so that very much becomes a digital golden thread of competency as such.
That's it, yeah. That's a perfect way of describing it.
Today's society, the way the industry is moving, that's a very important thing to be able to actually prove those competencies, isn't it?
Totally, and it's imperative with the compliance risks as well, that are first and foremost, because that's where you have to start, because you all just want to go to work, work safely, and get home. That's it. That's the bottom line, and so that's where it starts. But then also it's in terms of mapping the journey as well, so that the young person in that instance and the employee for the wider piece feel that they're engaged, and they can see in one place what they're learning and at what stage they're at, and where they could go next, in the sense that you're all right, Amy, we get you a tissue, don't worry. You're all right. You okay? Do you want to get a tissue?
I'm all right.
Just can't wait to talk.
A quick summary out there is, Jonathan, when you think about it, that's planned maintenance and reactive maintenance is really what CFM are doing, and specialising in it and doing it province-wide, but it's a fairly specialised sector. So it's really planned maintenance, reactive maintenance, and light building works. Is that a fair comment?
Inclusive of M&E.
Inclusive of M&E, yeah.
It's actually a big percentage of the construction industry turnover, but it's very much overseen quite a lot of the time.
But it's relatively small one-off jobs, but they're doing them as batches of maybe 50, 100 properties at a go.
We're lucky enough in that sense, yes. We're completing 3,500 jobs a week. As a week, yeah, as a business.
The jobs, as a standalone one-off, the jobs are relatively small. There could be a few £1,000s in each property. Yeah. But you're doing a serious batch.
That's right, yeah. That's right. So it's from one job it could be fixing a window handle to doing a handover of the complete property. So it's from back to four walls. So it's each of those is counted as a job. So it's that breadth.
I think the stat is whenever we take, we see the construction industry is building new buildings, but I think the statistics is that beyond the actual completion of buildings, our construction industry, 40% of it happens after completion, which is the maintenance and the facilities management of it. So it's a massive side of the industry.
You can see as the industry moves forward, it tries to be greener. The retrofit market gets bigger.
Yeah, you're now playing probably one of the key roles in the drive for carbon net zero 2050. Because the retrofit really is driving that rather than the new build as such.
No, it is totally, and it is it is back to our purpose as well, and people, places, and planet, and the planet being a huge part of it as well. And that's where we talk about our fabric first model, and being delivered across our portfolio as well, of the works that we do, and bringing things back to airtightness of a number of training courses where guys are going on around that, and then VQs and retrofitting that a few of the guys have been on in recent months and are going on again tomorrow. So it's all about education there, and it really is it's great territory for us within Northern Ireland, and there's a lot of really good stuff going on, and more interesting stuff coming in the coming years. And that you look at what the South is doing as well, and there's a real opportunity, real learnings there from that SEAI and so on.
What's the growth been? You're turning 60 million at the moment, roughly, Gerard, aren't you?
That's right.
What were you turning 5 years ago?
It would probably been 33% growth on that. So
is it like a cumulative growth every year there over the last 5 years?
That's right, yeah. So
it's a big growth figure.
Along with a couple of acquisitions along the way.
Yeah, no, so we're lucky in that sense too, yes. So we have a purpose-built facility there where we were able to take on William Coates, a great established M&E business in Mallusk, and that's where Jack's based out of there at the moment, there on the Mallusk Road. So it's a great space. Very fortunate to have that.
Gerard, that's a great background to the whole company and very interesting. But let's move on to the two stars of the show sitting beside us here. Do you want to introduce these two?
Very fortunate to have two brilliant apprentices with us today in Jack Jardine, so a North Belfast man and first year apprentice joiner, and Amy Mulholland, a local in neighbouring to Magherafelt, Newbridge lady who's been on a journey as well in studying quantity surveying and HLA quantity surveyor. Only 2 years left on that journey. And started out with a foundation degree as well, so it's been a brilliant journey. And it's both CFM is both the guys' first jobs coming out of school and college, so we're very fortunate.
Jack, Amy, welcome to the podcast. And I'll maybe start with Jack and then several of you listen to Amy. So Jack, tell us first of all about yourself. What encouraged you into the construction industry? What was the driver for that?
Well, ever since I was younger, I was always very hands-on. Never really liked school. I was always hands-on. I was always helping my granda because he was a joiner for around 16 years. And then he moved on to driving lorries and just delivering stuff. But yeah, I was always very hands-on. I never liked the mental side of school.
And you always thought construction was where you wanted to be, yeah?
Yeah, it was. I always thought ever since I was around 8. That's where I was.
So
like, yeah.
How did you get on that journey? How did you go and find the apprenticeship? That's one of the challenging things sometimes. It's all well to get a place within the technical colleges, but you got to be matched with the employer. So tell us how that happened, how you went out and set out on that journey and found the right employer.
I realistically just started applying for a lot of places, and then it was one night one of my mum's mates were in my house, and he's actually a contractor for a housing executive, and he suggested CFM to me, and I was like, that's alright, I'll apply for these and see how it goes. And I applied for them in around April time, and it was around August, I'd say, the Stevie Smith, he replied to my email and says, yeah, you can come up for an interview in the Mallusk depot. So I went up, and the interview went really, really good.
Very good. And tell us then about your first year as an apprentice. What's that experience been like?
It's been amazing so far. So far it has been very, very good. I mean, the company and the buddy I work with, John Walker, he's amazing. He's honestly probably the best man for it.
And that's something you actually have as a buddy system where you match a skilled tradesman with the apprentice as such, and they very much hold their hand through the process. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So the guys,
That's on site and off site too, Gerard, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Very much through the company.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's on site to ensure that they have everything that they cared for from a nurturing and a pastoral perspective. Again, because Jack, whilst he doesn't look at, he's just off the boat from school. He's 6'5", but he's still just out of school. So we have to be mindful of that too, and to try our best there as well. So you've got a strong L&D piece supporting the buddies, and then supporting the apprentice as well.
So you think that buddy system's a great asset the company has?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gives you that support, yeah. And is that support just in the skills, or does it give you that soft skill as well, where they're helping you your whole personal development? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Helps you mentally as well, because obviously it helps you physically because they're showing you how to do it, but they can obviously tell you what you are doing right and what you're doing wrong, and it's great to know. Obviously, you get advice. Yeah. And just.
And how do you find the apprenticeship system? Because obviously you're very much dependent on the right person there to hopefully inspire and to show you the skills. But then the other side, the academic side, you go back into the technical colleges. How do you find that supports you? Like, you said you didn't like school. Do you find the technical college is that different from what school was, or?
It's not really different, but it's better in my eyes. It's definitely better because it's only 1 day a week.
It would be better that way.
It's only 1 day a week, so it is. So
is that still quite hands-on, Jack, in the college? You're not sitting there with a pen and paper there
No.
6 hours here. You're not. It's
No.
practical too.
Yeah. Well, the tech's 9 till 5,
Mm-hmm.
and from 9 o'clock in the morning till around 1:30 in the afternoon, we're in the workshop.
Yeah.
Just working on all different types of joiner activities, like hinge work and locks works and.
Under a tutor and other
Mhm.
apprenticeship
Yeah.
who are friends at this stage as well.
Yeah.
I would have thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get visibility of that, Gerard. Do you understand what's happening so you can actually make sure that dovetails into your training program so they're both following the same pathway?
Yep, we do. We've good links with the colleges in terms of the tutors and then also the support staff to ensure that there's a constant flow of communication there, and quarterly check-ins on three times in the term to ensure that the guys are progressing and they have everything that they need, and also in terms of good. It's good circular flow of communication, because there's at times if somebody needs support on site or needs support in college, that we can have that, and it's striving for open communication with the variety of training providers that we work with, from the universities right through to all the training colleges in Northern Ireland.
Yeah. And what would you tell other people, Jack? I mean, like, when I was your age, there was very few people who went to university. It was a select few. It was difficult to get into university. It might have been 10 or 20% of the school population, maybe a bit more. Now it's almost a prerequisite. People expect, it's nearly part of the education that you go on to that third level education, which you haven't done. What would you say to people out there? Like, is that the right pathway? Do you think that going down that apprenticeship route is the right career pathway? Do you feel it's provided for you, but you want?
In my opinion, yeah. I'd say go to construction or any type of apprenticeship. I would say go to it, because it really all is personal opinion. If you do want to go to university and get a degree in, say, law or whatever, but if you don't really like school and you're not really into the educational side, you can always get an apprenticeship and do a trade.
As I said before, and this is not a case that you don't want to go to university. Sometimes it's a case you're not ready. It's not your right pathway, but it's not the wrong pathway. Go down the trades routes. So where do you see your career going? Where do you want to be in 10 or 15 years?
I would like to own my own company, my own joinery company. Don't know what I would call it, but hopefully in the next 10, 15 years I would like to be my own boss.
What's driving you down that route, that entrepreneurial spirit? Why do you want to do that?
Because
It's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
I feel like I would just be better being the boss of myself. Obviously, I don't mind, obviously now, because I'm young and I'm new to all this stuff, I don't mind people obviously bossing me around and telling me what to do and how to do all these things, but once I get everything under control, and obviously if I do end up starting my own company, I would just like to be my own boss and hire people who I think would be right for the job.
Yeah. And tell us about life on a building site. Like, those who aren't within the construction industry often think it's cold and wet, and it's far from that these days. Tell us about how you would see, the day-to-day on the site, what your experience is.
What time are you on site, Jack, most mornings?
8:30 till 4:30, yeah.
Yeah, you're away at 4:30.
Yeah. Start at 8:30, end at 4:30, and then go home.
A good 3-hour lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that right, Gerard?
No,
So that's sociable working hours straight away. You're away at 4:30. Another quick question. So see, when you join CFM, you're effectively paid from week 1. Am I right in saying that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you're
you've
right.
maybe other buddies and stuff who maybe went on to college to do full-time degrees and stuff. You're what, late teens?
Mm-hmm.
And
17.
you're sitting on a guaranteed wage from week 1, landing to CFM. So that's another big incentive for anybody who go down the apprenticeship route, I would have thought.
And 18 years old, you're talking about running your own business. So there's obviously
Yeah.
17
17,
even.
yeah.
17, yeah. So it goes to show you the mindset as well. It doesn't have to
thinking
be the
it's
formal education route.
18 or
Far
19,
from it.
yeah.
Yeah.
17.
And yeah, Jack's here. We're very fortunate to have 17% of the workforce is apprentices. Jack is a brilliant man for personal accountability as well. He hasn't said it, but he's a brilliant footballer as well. He's under 18 goalkeeper with Linfield as well. And so he's putting his height to work in that, but also in terms of tell us a bit about your coaching, what age group you're coaching as well.
I coach Shankill Juniors, 2011s, I coach as well.
Coaches said a group of players that were born in 2011, but he was born in 2008.
Yeah, there's not much of an age difference between us, but there's a skill difference. So.
And how do you find that? Like at 17 years old, you're out coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes quite a lot of soft skills of just your management style and how you actually develop those people and inspire them. So do you find that interacts very closely with the joinery work? Do you find there's very similar skills that you can transfer from one to the other?
Well, yeah, because with me coaching, obviously I have to meet random kids and get to know them and all that, and that obviously works in with work as well, because when I first started here I had no clue who anyone was, hadn't a clue, so just meeting strangers and getting along with them, getting to know who they are, and they both mix really well, so they do, because it's just, obviously you meet new people, and obviously you have to step out of your comfort zone and meet new people and get to know them, so it's just, that's the way it works.
That's great. And do you enjoy every day on the building site?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you enjoy about it? What motivates you in the morning? You get out of bed and you have a smile on your face. What does that for you?
Every day is a new day. Every day is a new task, and you learn.
Yeah, you move to different sites as well. I'm sure you're not in any site for that long.
No, it's the longest I've ever been in a site was 3 hours.
Is that right?
And then they move.
Yeah.
The officer's working too fast.
Jack, quick one to go back to football. You said so that's under 18s for Linfield. You're the keeper. You have to be in David Healy's at some stage. Is he keeping an eye on you?
He does come down much.
You know, I'm sure you're first name terms with him, were you?
Well, I don't really speak to him that often.
But you see him on the sideline.
I watch him every now and again watching us, just to see, because obviously in Linfield there is a couple first teamers in my team who have been selected to go up, and even if they don't play, it's still a great opportunity for everyone. I haven't got that chance yet, but
Well, you can go now next week and tell them to listen to the podcast.
You know Tim Lennon. Tim Tim's coach for Glenavon. And he coaches under 20s, and him and I were having a conversation. I speak to Tim regularly. He's saying David Healy is very much a club coach, where other coaches are very much about the first team. But David Healy is about the entire club, where he's looking at all the different ranks and bringing them up. So he's very much looking at the like of Jack and monitoring all the games. It's kind of a lesson for business as well. Is you want to bring the whole thing up. David Healy is thinking long term. That's why we would have Zach and Jack.
Yeah.
Completely sidetrack you here from construction. But so be it.
Not at all. Not at all. The same principles stand.
I think it's very much, isn't it?
She wants you.
I think that's something that like out of that as well. You know, the skills that you learn from this industry really do develop you as a person, don't they?
Yeah.
They really do. You know, they make a person of you.
Yeah. And you would welcome Jack's, ambition to have his own business in 10 years. Of course you do. That's fantastic. He might stay here and be an ex-director. He might move on in 10 years, but you get good 10 years out of him.
No, it's a symbiotic relationship between the individual and us as our supports and enablers for the individuals, because the world is Jack's oyster, and the way that he's thinking and the way that he's communicating, you can see that he doesn't have the maturity of a typical 17-year-old, I would say, in many ways, in terms of with how he is focused on that. But a lot of that comes back to the sport, and a lot of those principles, as you talk about, still stand in terms of how he sees the world. And
Did you see what you said there, Gerard, that you's becoming an enabler, and if Jack goes on to run his own business, that's great. I mean, that's the way the industry should be. We should be there for the betterment of the entire industry. But yet, I've spoken to many different companies, and you said about apprenticeships, and I, time and time again, you've seen as well, Gerard, I don't want to apprentice anywhere near me. They're a burden, they cost me money, they're a hassle. What would you say to those other employers who have that attitude?
It's not an investment for today or tomorrow, but in terms of if you look at the skills shortage that we're facing within the country, we can't think that what has sustained the industry since time immemorial is going to continue to sustain us going forward. When you look at the skills shortages, and there's also skills drains in certain areas where we're working as well, where you might struggle in certain areas to find skilled tradespeople at the moment. What is that going to be like in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time? And companies need to be investing in young people when they can get them. And also as well, but it takes the training providers to continually upping their game and improving their offering for the trade apprenticeships as well. But it would have to just take a step back from today and think about the future, because there is a number of jacks out there just prime looking for employers. Looking for employers.
And that's what we seem to have. And as you know, Gerard and I are both board members of the CATB. And those same people who say to me, I don't want an apprentice, the next breath will say, what are you doing about the skills shortage? And I'm looking at them going, we all have to address this. You know, it's everybody's obligation to actually support the industry through the apprenticeships and actually bring these people through and nurture them and actually train them. And they are the leaders of tomorrow. So what would you say to those people? You know,
that's it. Like you can't. That's a ripe challenge there. I don't want apprentices.
Perceptions there, I think.
100%. I don't want apprentices, but yet at the same time, I can't get any men.
It's not terrible. Yeah.
But 100%, it's a paradox. But we do have to try and put ourselves back from it as best we can. Every company is different, and everyone's challenges are unique. But if you can, and you can just tee up if you are, if you are somebody and you run a joinery business and you've got 3 or 4 men working for you, if you have somebody within that you think that could be John Walker or a really good bunny, just think maybe that man could take an apprentice, and then ring up the college and see, do you have any good apprentices potentially coming next year? How do I get on? How do I put my name forward for taking on apprentices, and just get the ball rolling with the regional colleges?
Because the stats are showing that although we have a skills shortage, the people want to be in the industry. The young apprentices or the people who want to be apprentices are trying to get matched with employers, and employers aren't there. So we ourselves are letting the industry down. So tell me something. There's Jack, 17 years old, joiner. You're paying him a salary. Would you say that by the end of the first year apprenticeship, Jack is covering his salary?
Yeah, in terms of the work that he's doing,
yes.
But that could be anything. In terms of, we were having a laugh this morning about how Jack was froze to the death yesterday, doing roofing. Jack might have been froze to the death doing roofing, but at the same time, if Jack is doing a particular roofing job, if Jack wasn't there, that would be somebody else that would have to be doing that roofing job, because that was those are 2-man jobs that we're doing. And Jack is up. I wouldn't even say from the end of the first year, Jack's paying for himself from as soon as he gets on his 2 feet and out with a body.
Very quickly, you believe your apprenticeships, they are actually justifying the overhead?
Yeah, 100%. And
this is what I've heard from other companies saying. An apprentice, they're year 2, year 3 before they're actually covering themselves, which I can't see how that can be. And that's you as an employer.
It's within a few months.
Yeah, 100%.
Months rather than years.
100%. Of course, it depends on the work that you're doing, but absolutely.
A fair statement to say that an apprentice is an asset, not a burden.
In every way, yes, in every way. But they're investments for tomorrow, and we want to try and work towards still being about tomorrow.
Jack, this doesn't mean to say you're going to pay raise next week now, so just.
We're going at least 5 years out of these guys, aren't we?
Well, that's it, yeah. If we can continue to engage and support the guys and they feel that way, then absolutely.
Because it's a 2-way investment. You're probably thinking, right, like at 5 years, anything from that, there's bonus.
That's right, yeah. But we're lucky in terms of we've got where Jack is in Mallusk and across the other depots. We've got families of guys, of squads of brothers that started off as apprentices. That are one brother started off as apprentice, and his 2 wee brothers came along, and for older 2 boys are now qualified joiners that are running 2 squads of joiners out of our Mallusk depot as well. The Crossleys, a great example, and their youngest brother, another family of goalkeepers, good footballers as well. But those guys are But that's an example of those guys that are working, that are out, and there are now 2 of them fully qualified joiners, and the youngest brother is still in his going into his 3rd year in tech.
And you know what? We see that time and time again. Most people in the industry, you ask them what motivated you into the industry, you'll find it's a family member. And it's unfortunate, isn't it? We can't get the message out beyond that to people who know nothing or have no family connections to get them involved in the industry, because it's a great industry.
Do you not think?
It really is.
You remember go back to when we had Dominic on? Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? MD of Finance. His best quote was, I can't remember where I asked him, but he said that the apprenticeship is his asset. More so, the apprentice is more important to him than the traditional degree student. That's a huge quote from the MD of Finance.
That probably leads us on to introducing Amy now then, who's gone down the HLA route, who will end up with a level 6 degree qualification at the end of it. So Amy, tell us a bit more about yourself.
I am in year 4 in Ulster studying quantity surveying. I've been with CFM for just over 3 years, maybe going on 3.5. I actually started, I left school during COVID. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I ended up I knew I wanted to go down construction. I grew up around construction. My daddy and my uncle and my granddad, they own diggers. I come from a farm, so I knew I wanted to go down construction somewhere or another. So I applied to the foundation degree, construction engineering with surveying in Farm Lodge in Ballymena. And it was like an apprenticeship as well. You done it 1 day a week. And then I started with CFM during my last year of it. It was a 3-year course, and then moved on then to university as a HLA. I go 1 day a week, and the other 4 days I'm in CFM learning in the office.
So you're in UU. Do you go down to the Belfast campus there?
Yeah.
You're there 1 day a week. And the other 4 days you're with CFM, primarily office based, but out to site as well, I would have thought, Amy?
Now and again, yeah.
Right. And so you're down there 1 day a week. What do you think of the new campus, incidentally? Pretty cool, isn't it? Massive, isn't it?
It's like a maze.
You still get lost?
Yeah.
Yes.
And, we had Dwayne McCready on it, and Dwayne, he did the railway station, the hub. He was project director over that as well. Huge project.
As well,
It's almost gets overlooked. So I'm quite interested in you because I came through Ulster University, like you. I came through 25 years ago, but I did the traditional 4-year degree. In hindsight, did I need to be there 4 years? No, I didn't. I don't think anybody needed to be there 4 years. And you had half days here.
You'd probably go back for another couple of years and finish off.
The time. You've what, you've 3 daughters, haven't you?
I have 3 daughters, yeah.
Did they go through that
All
that
university,
route as well?
yeah. One's a solicitor, one's a QS who is in her year out at the moment, and the middle one's actually an automator. So yeah, they've all gone down the 3rd level education.
So if you asked them all, could they have condensed that a bit quicker? I would imagine they'd say you probably could have.
I've no doubt.
I certainly could have. We were there for 4 years, including our placement. But I remember thinking this could be done a hell of a lot quicker. And that's why I'm really interested in your route. So you're in there 1 day. It's fairly concentrated, the class. What's that 1 day a week look like? Are you in there 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it would be quite intense. It is only 1 day, but it's quite intense. You're in a class maybe for an hour in the morning, followed by maybe another 2-hour lecture after that. You maybe get then an hour break, and then you've maybe another 2 hours. It's just constant. It's intense, but I do enjoy it.
Even at the minute, you're the standard traditional 4-year gap degree QS, and it's 2 days a week. It's 8 or 10 hours of lectures. So, as you say, there's an awful lot of time there. Now, certainly they would say that all they're doing is giving you the flavour. You then have to go and do 20 or 30 hours of your own time, but then you get that experience through the real world.
Yeah.
You're actually in a proper company getting that experience, without a doubt.
What sort of modules are you doing at the moment then, Amy?
At the minute, we were doing one on, it's not BIM.
It's measurement and costs and
Measurement
contracts
and
you're doing.
No, now we are starting after Christmas. We're doing advanced measurement,
Right.
and then we'll be looking more into more depth of like bulk quantities and things like that, and pricing and.
But I presume you're very familiar with all that anyhow, with the experience you're getting in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like even some like there's different terminology that they could be using in university that you maybe wouldn't hear in work, or you could hear it in work and you might not hear it in university. But then some people would maybe say, oh, well, that means that, and then you go, oh,
Yeah.
it's just different wording and different terminology and things like that. So everything you hear in university, because you are getting the experience while working the other 4 days a week, it all then starts to make sense.
It does, doesn't it?
Because if I find if that was somebody doing a course just purely in university full time, you come out and you hear all these fancy words, and you would come out, you're not as experienced.
Of course you're not.
Like you're, I think you only get a year's placement, full year or
Correct.
full time. So definitely an apprenticeship is.
Whereas you have the equivalent of 4 years experience at 4 days a week, 5 years at 4 days a week, 4 years actually industry experience, which is invaluable. Yeah.
Because you're even like, once you finish, you're being trusted in your workplace. Like you're being trusted now. You're getting the experience every day. I work with a great group of people in our office. Like if anybody's stuck or if anybody's not sure, you just shout and you ask, and they help, and everybody helps each other and gives each other ideas. And
So are you like midway through your degree then?
yeah,
Would you say that to your friends, midway through a quantity surveying degree?
yeah, I have 2 years left.
2
But
years
on
left.
this side, I'm doing the RICS chartership
Right.
as well. So then within 6, 8, 12 months of getting my degree, I'll be chartered
Wow.
as well.
Whereas a degree student has to then go another, 3 years
I
industry
think it's maybe
experience?
2 or
2 to 3 years,
Yeah, I think so.
So
we're-
you're accelerated ahead of that
Yeah.
process. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not going to ask you your age. We're not going to ask you that. You know.
What age do you think?
Oh, that's a terrible question. 18 plus 21.
No, oh, be really, really careful, Jonathan. Do you know
Well,
that? Be really careful.
So I was
when-
going
when-
third year, fourth year, 21, 22.
Add another one.
Right. So you're going to come out with your degree. You're halfway through it. So would you look upon Amy at the moment as like a graduate quantity surveyor? Is that the kind of how you look at her?
With regards to skill sets, you mean?
Yeah, in terms of skill set. You're not coming in here as an absolute junior. She's moving along.
Amy today, I would say, would be a more experienced and rounded surveyor than a graduate surveyor. In very simple black and white terms, in that with 3.5 years experience and coming in here and coming in from Farm Lodge in the NRC and doing that foundation degree as a foundation, Amy came in and learned the ropes and joined the CFM apprentice system at that point. And today Amy is doing has an awful lot of responsibility, as our other HLA surveyors and HLA project managers currently do, whereas a HLA compared with a graduate project manager or graduate quantity surveyor that has had that 4-year course that you had, Gerard, it's a different sort of experience, in that a concentrated year is very different than a 4 or 5 year where you're working 4 days a week. The experience and the exposure and the hard knocks you're getting in that, I think is it's invaluable, and as to what that learning does, and you even see it where we work as construction and that, but you see the large companies in Belfast like PwC, where Jack's sister is, and the likes of those companies are adopting the same, looking for apprentices, and going, and Deloitte and these companies, because they're catching on to it as well, and school leavers.
Yeah. Your apprentices, another big advantage I see it is, when I go back to myself, when I did my degree, 2 years in college, you don't really know the industry, because it's all textbook learning you're doing. And then you hit your placement, and then you only really find out what your role is and what the industry is involved.
Transforms you, because
But it can be one of two things, Jonathan. It could be fantastic. I equally know people who did a placement, but within a month said, you know what, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
The industry's not for me, and that's okay. But you know what? It's too late.
I think
Because
it's
you've
probably-
2 years of your degree under your belt.
And you probably find that's a poor employer who hasn't actually
It could be
put them on a proper program to
It could be a poor
give them the
employer,
experience they
but
needed, yeah.
it just mightn't be the right person
Yeah,
for the industry.
Can be.
And that person's at 2 years of college under their belt. It's almost, I'm too late to diversify. But these folks, if the industry's not for you, you'll find out early on,
Very
and that's
quickly,
okay. That's okay.
How do you find the retention rate? You have 60 odd apprentices. how do you find, do you find the majority of them complete their apprenticeships?
The majority of apprentices that we hire absolutely do complete, but there also is that apprentice that goes down the HLA route every year, thinking that or the trade route, and thinking that they want to do an apprenticeship. We would typically, for the HLA piece, we would have a higher retention for the trade apprentices than the HLA apprentices, ever so slightly, in that the HLA apprentice will come out of school thinking that they want to do HLA, and then they'll begin the HLA in the early months. Learning's on equally as much on us as well, in that they'll come into the business, but they'll also see their friends maybe that are doing full-time courses as well, some of them, and will think, actually, I want to do my course full-time, and they will transition to a full-time course, and that's fair. That's fair, 100%.
But you find they tend to transition to full-time course. They don't leave the industry as such.
A lot of them wouldn't. Some of them would leave. Some of them would leave. Some of them would do. I'd say
There's going to be a few,
absolutely, it would be a split. I'd say it's a very even split on that.
Yeah. But again, at least those that leave the industry, they haven't built up, debt. They haven't built up course fees and student loans. They can walk away and change a career path without having that financial burden around them.
The real benefit of the HLA route as well, where you're not amassing that debt, and you're supported by the colleges and by the employers as well.
Yeah, and to be blunt, Amy, you're getting paid on your from week one. Let's call it here.
Yeah.
Get a week, or you get a wage, salary. You're walking home happy, and you friends, I dare say, you're in a full-time degree. Nothing against full-time degrees that aren't getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see that as a massive advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, you're coming out, you have your degree, you have a job basically at the end of it too. And you're still getting paid.
And
step towards your
more
chartership.
Experienced.
Yeah,
much more around
experienced. Your course is paid for.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
And you're not travelling, having to rent student accommodation in a different city. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you're living at home. I take it. You're back home in Newbridge.
Yep.
Wow. So
Living my best life.
very good.
Very good. And where do you see yourself? Where do you see your career going now that you're in the industry? Whatever.
Well, definitely work towards get my degree, get my chartership, and then just after that, see where it takes me.
You could go and work for Jack here.
Could.
Yeah.
Run his commercial department.
Jack could work for you.
He could work for you.
Yeah.
You could end up subcontractors to CFM. Who knows? Down the line.
But again, that industry experience gives you an oversight of how many opportunities there are out there.
Yeah.
So you can see yourself the career paths that you have available to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what would you say to somebody 18 years old thinking about the university route? What would your advice to them be?
My advice would be go for the apprenticeship. That way, if you're not sure what you want to do and you think you want to do an apprenticeship, definitely go for it, because then you can get the experience. You can see if it's for you, see if it isn't for you.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
You're getting your wage at the end of the week or the end of the month. You're getting your education through the university, everything. That's brilliant. I would recommend it to anybody.
Did you have a good understanding of the role of a quantity surveyor when you started, or
No.
No.
Not until I started.
And are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
And what do you think of the construction industry? Is it what you expected?
I would say yes, because I've always heard it. I've grew up
Family,
around construction. I've heard
But you've always
some
heard good things about it.
conversations and things like that at home. And now and again, you would think, oh, I didn't think that's what it was going to be like, but I love it.
Yeah.
I definitely love it.
And what do you love about it?
I think it helps too. I have a great support around me. I work in a great office with people at home. Yeah, like you can have a conversation. Like me and Daddy could sit and chat and all about construction. Now, Mummy wouldn't. Now she would be just sitting on her own. But no, like the.
Did you tell your daddy you're going to do a podcast?
I did. Yes.
You sent him the link.
He was like, right.
Did God ask you what's a podcast?
No, he actually
he
listens to
knows, does he?
podcasts the whole
Does
time. He could end up listening to this and listen to some of the other ones as well.
And he can see you on his own TikTok account as well,
I know, maybe. You never know.
Amy, here's a question for you. Jack beside you, footballer for Linfield. Tell us something interesting about yourself that we didn't know.
I love farming.
Farming? Good for
I've
you.
been driving tractors probably from before I was able to walk.
Did you watch Clarkson's Farm?
Of course I did.
What do you think of it?
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Why twice? Was that good?
Was that good? Is it to watch it again?
So yeah, a big red woman or a Ford one or?
Case.
Oh, the case. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You
Case
do,
diggers and tractors, actually.
Okay.
and you're from a family farm, maybe down
Yeah.
in Newbridge. You're
Yeah.
you're farming in the evenings as well. I take it, yeah.
Now and again, I go to the gym as well. I go to
yeah.
the gym. I try to go to the gym usually 6 days a week.
And what sort of
Yeah.
farming is it?
Cows.
Cow farm. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Beef cows.
So you're up early in the morning. That's
don't-
beef cows.
I
you're
don't
up
do
to.
early mornings.
Okay.
Cold early mornings. But no, if Daddy, like, I used to be out all the time, and then, like, if Daddy needs a hand,
She's still farm, but as well.
yeah,
as it,
yeah. Like, if he goes away, he was away last weekend, and I was out feeding the cows and stuff for him. If he goes away,
Mhm.
at least he has somebody else to depend on to keep an eye on things, and
Yeah.
And you're at the gym
yeah,
X amount of days a week as well.
yeah.
6.
Brilliant. 6 days a week.
6 days.
Yeah, we can't move beyond that. Just
Yeah. But isn't it not like most young people? It's all about gym and coffee and.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying, sidetracking here, the days of your friends all going to the pubs and all the rest now? That's not really happening.
No.
Sure, it's not.
No.
It's already
Even
changed.
round about, there's nowhere for, like, young ones to go to. Now, even my wee brother's 13, 14. There's no, like, nightclubs or anything anymore. It's all
But people
more-
they're not wanting that.
Yeah.
The young folk. It's all
Yeah.
about gym, healthy eating, Instagram,
Yeah.
podcasts. It's just different. But isn't that great? It has to be great.
It is, yeah. It's far better than good out.
Wow. Are you the same, Jack? Are you? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does you're at the gym 7 days a week? Then go
No. I train 3 or 4 days a week, and then I'm in the gym 3 days a week.
you're training
Yeah.
some way most days.
Yeah.
On a structured plan through your club at 17.
Mm.
You're not doing weights or anything, are you?
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah.
I go to the gym in my own free time, but every now and again I'll get physio and them field, and they'll tell me all stuff to do, and it's mostly band work though. So it is. It
That's
would
all
also
quick reaction stuff.
yeah,
isn't it?
be reaction training
Building
and
muscle mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all tailored for your age group, isn't it?
Mhm.
At 17.
you have your own specific plan,
Yeah.
so they create that for you.
So, from both your perspectives, how do you find your work-life balance being in the construction industry? People get this idea that you're up at the crack of dawn, you're at home till late at night. What would you say about the work-life balance? Was it good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're finished at 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
And you're finished most days at
5.
5.
Yeah,
And you're
5.
home 15 minutes later.
Half an hour.
Half an hour later.
Yeah. Yeah. I go to the gym first.
Yeah.
I go
Brilliant.
from Mallusk to the gym for 5:30 and then
Yeah.
home after that.
So
So.
you're not based out of this office, Amy? Sure, you're not.
No, I'm in
You're
Mallusk.
mollusk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay. So you say the work-life balance, both of you would say it's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good industry to be in.
Yeah.
It pays well, it's enjoyable,
Mhm.
good work-life balance, great career opportunities, obviously facilitated by CFM and great training programs, mentorship programs. Yeah. There's nothing not to like, is there?
Mm.
I know.
It's good. And that's the best we want to get out there.
Yeah.
Because there's a massive skill shortage in the industry, and people just are not entering the industry. Because we're competing with, the tech industry, and, people want to be influencers, and they want to be YouTubers, and it's, unfortunately, we're suffering because of that.
Mm.
And that's why it's great to see the youth enjoying it and having a good story
Yeah.
to tell,
John, we're on time. There's one last question I like to ask Gerard, and it caught my eye. Deloitte Best Managed Company. There's not many firms have that badge on their wall. What was the key to getting that? That's a huge accolade for what's a local construction firm here in Magherafelt. How do you get that?
I suppose we were on that. We were fortunate to get that for 5 years in a row there. In that it was a arduous enough qualification process, no different to the investors and people which we've done and had. It's just all about. I suppose it's about your systems and your processes, and trying to bring things back to systems and processes as best you can. Testament to the likes of ISO 27001, 9001, 45001, those sort of international standards on quality. So it's your systems, bringing things back to processes throughout the business, so that everyone knows what their role is as best they can. They're delivering on that, and then also just goes back to the people that you're working with, and you have people driving it, people driving the standards at all levels in the business, from joiners, apprentices, right through to the managers throughout the business as well. This department that we're in today is mainly, it's all the enablement services, so the IT, the finance, the HR. the customer unit is centralised in this building, whilst the delivery is spread across our other sites.
Well, can't we make that many firms here with that accolade locally?
Maybe we're lucky enough in that sense. So it was a lot of work in getting it, but it was nice to get that.
It's been very modest.
I heard you're in the most industrious area of Northern Ireland. You're in Mid-Ulster.
It is, yeah.
So, it's just the way we roll around here.
You're still a blower.
Very much. So, Gerard, can I ask you a question? We're talking about salaries, and we get this feedback a lot of the time from, we're trying to encourage people to apprentices, and a lot of young people come and say, oh, hold on, apprentices are £10, £11 an hour. I can go and stack shelves and Tesco's for £14, £15 an hour. What would you say to that? What's the salaries apprentices are on, and more so after that 4 to 5 years, whenever they qualify, or 3 years? What's the salary bands there?
Yeah, you can. We do have young people that leave apprenticeships and go and take on those opportunities. Some young people would leave an apprenticeship where they're working on their apprenticeship wage at their age, on the younger age, 17 or 19 years of age, and they'll go to the airport and work night shifts and get £16 an hour, which is.
What is a short term move?
This is the thing.
Career.
Yeah.
That's the way I asked them. You start whatever was around the minimum wage in year one. Does that increase?
Yeah, there's every year with your apprenticeship you increase your apprenticeship at your age.
Yeah.
So you're 16, 17, and Jack will be going up, turning 18, and so on. And then once you get to 21, then as well, that'll increase. And then there's also annual pay reviews there within each role in the business.
Again, I'm asking. I know a graduate QS is probably walking on the job now at 35,000 a year. Is that terrible? You don't have to tell us what you want to say. Is that where you see, whenever Amy graduates, that she would be in that sort of salary or higher band?
Yeah, I'd say that's in terms of once Amy's graduating. In terms of that, by that stage, you'll absolutely.
35 to 40,000 bracket easy.
Aye, 100%. So,
and qualified joiner.
Qualified joiner, it's 30 to 35. 30 to 35, and call it 35 to 40. And again, when the guys transition out of their apprenticeships, the market will look different as well. And
yes, that's today's rates.
So let's talk about today's rates, but essentially inflationary pressures.
Well, yeah, it'll drive it upwards.
We'll drive it upwards for the guys.
Tesco's up as well.
It'll drive everything up, but also in terms of, as you can see, with the cost of living and the cost of living crisis that we're currently facing in the UK today as well. I suppose that's those are valid points, and that young people do raise, and that's the nature of the economy today, and that people will pursue
sector market.
Yeah, 100%, and people will pay those rates, because those companies, the Tesco's and the care industry, airport facility services and things like that, we are up against that. For apprenticeships, I suppose the difference is we are investing in the young person through the tri-party agreement between the college, the individual and ourselves, on that side of it as well, to ensure that the young person ends with a qualification that they can go on and do
as they qualification with a career path.
100%, yeah. So and again, for Jack, it doesn't necessarily mean that it ends at a joinery qualification as well, in that with joiners that have worked and started with ourselves that have gone on to be operations managers and heads of operations, running operations with 100 plus people that we work with today, and Jack works closely with and gets mentorship and guidance from as well. And those people that are running Omagh and running Mallusk and in running Derry, these people that started with us as apprentices or came on as trade joiners and have gone on that route. So essentially that, there's also qualifications as well. The regional colleges as well are looking to additional qualifications too, beyond the NVQ level 3s and level 3 and 4 and 5 qualifications too. And we also have managers that are MCIOB qualified as well. There's a world of additional opportunities, but having that as a starting point of the apprenticeship, be it HLA or being a trade apprenticeship, it does expose an awful lot of opportunities.
So we have two young ambitious people in front of us here today who are earning a few pounds less than that shelf stacker in Tesco's. But in 2 years' time, qualified joiner, qualified QS, where's the salary bracket then for those graduates, qualified people? Where do you see them on an annual salary?
So knowledge salary, it's probably around 30 to 35, 30 to 35 on the joinery side, and then 35 plus on the QS side.
So there's nobody stacking shelves getting that salary.
Yeah, well that's it, and
social hours too.
So it's short term.
100% in terms of.
So Jack, if I offered you a job in the morning stacking shelves with a construction market, £25 an hour, would you take it? Why?
Come on, dude.
Exactly. So it's about the career progression and that's the skills and learning and development you're getting over the next few years. Yeah. And then the day that person stacking shelves, Amy could be at university paying £7,000 or £8,000 a year fees, taking out a student loan, coming out of your degree with £40,000 or £50,000 of debt.
Yeah.
That's
Amy's thinking long term. That's what she's doing. She's quite right.
It's the same premise for the construction firms, that if you aren't thinking of taking on apprentices, it's not an investment in today. It's the same for the firms, but it's also for the individuals themselves. It is an investment in the now to align, but it does take a little bit of perspective for the individual and for companies to pull themselves back and think, what am I investing in long term?
And do you encourage and challenge them to get their professional qualification for Amy's sake and down our RICS path?
Absolutely, yeah, it's amazing what opportunity Amy and her HLA QSs that are in Ulster currently have with the degree that Ulster is currently running there, in that within a year they'll have a chartership, which is for us it's unheard of, and how hard those are to get. It's an exceptional opportunity for the guys, and brilliant. If they can and they will get it, it just takes a bit of patience and stickability.
and the likes of Jack will also go down the pathway to chartership through the CLB as well. So it's pathways everywhere, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you fund that, Jared? Do you support it?
That's right, yeah. We do indeed, yeah. So Jack's manager currently has the MCIOB, and as well, actually, as does Amy's in the business too. So those are opportunities that we're very fortunate.
Jack and Amy, here's a question for you. Go back to your school days. What sort of advice or direction did you get from your teachers in terms of what's the next step in terms of career industries to go into? Start with yourself, Jack.
Well, I got mostly pushed to be a joiner by my joinery teacher.
Yeah.
So I done carpentry and joinery in school for around 3 years, and my teacher in school obviously seen that I was
Seen a talent in you, maybe, yeah. Were other opportunities maybe presented to you?
I got offered to stay in school for another 2 years, but obviously I knew it wasn't for me. And
Wasn't for you, yeah.
no, it was definitely not for me. But
Yeah.
I got offered, and it did take a while to obviously choose and make my final decision, because I wanted to make the right decision for myself.
Yeah.
But
So you obviously done well enough in your GCSEs that you were able to progress to A levels if you wanted to, but you made the decision to yourself that you clearly wanted to pursue your
In
different career
construction,
path into construction. Yeah, so you weren't forced into construction, because that's unfortunately what we find a lot of the careers teachers. Construction is well, if you don't fit any box doing construction, it's nearly it's the last final avenue, isn't it? Which
Well, from
shouldn't be.
That's from those teachers stroke lecturers who are not aware of the opportunities, John.
No, we've
which is
talked
a
about
key
this
bit, like.
so many times,
Yeah.
haven't we? They just don't understand. And from your perspective, Amy, what is the careers teachers telling you?
Did you go to school locally in Magherafelt, to take
I
it,
went
Amy?
to
Did you?
Biases, yeah.
Yeah, secondary school here locally, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had applied to Greenmount
Right.
when after
That's the agricultural
the agricultural
college, isn't it? Yeah.
Antrim, yeah.
Yeah.
I had originally applied to there before I went and done my A levels, because again I wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
So you did A levels,
I done my A levels, yeah.
right?
My careers teacher, I had always said I wanted to go down construction,
Okay.
but she sort of thought the more Greenmount way was more agriculture. There maybe wasn't as much down that route as there would be
So-
construction.
So you're telling us that you came from a family in construction, you wanted to go down construction, and your careers teacher was advising you to go into agriculture. Was that?
No, I think at
Or-
that time, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do,
But-
it was the only thing that
yeah.
made sense in my head.
But what I'm saying is they weren't really driving construction as a career path.
I think they had seen then if I had stayed and done my A levels, I would have had my A levels as well as my GCSEs, and then they were able to see then advise me, sort of push me in the direction of the tech. Because at that time I had said I didn't want to do university.
Yeah.
Never wanted to go to university, and they had said, look, there's a course in the tech. It's a foundation degree, construction engineering with surveying.
Okay.
You can do that. You'll have a foundation degree, and then that's.
So
where I
it's
ended up-
good
I
to see
ended
that,
up
because
now.
we hear time and time again that there's this gap between people going through the formal education on one end of the construction industry, that they don't seem to know the pathways, they don't get the proper advice from the careers teachers. The careers teachers just don't have the knowledge
Yeah.
of the different pathways, the different opportunities and the different careers there are out there, you know.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know that course existed.
Yeah.
In the tech, so at least the 2 years doing my levels gave me the chance to be able to look into it, apply for it, get into it. The 3 years of it, once I had it done, I got straight into second year of university. So then I have a year left to do.
But it's maybe, John, it's not necessarily like a fault of the teachers that they don't know about the breadth of opportunities in the construction industry, because nobody's maybe ultimately telling them.
well, I think, Gerard, I would say differently. I would say it is, because as you know, some of the work we have done through the local COB hub, we've tried very hard to get into the schools, to get that message across, to say to them, you know, let us come in and tell you about construction, let us tell you about the opportunities and the careers. They don't want you in. Now, there is a way to get in through the STEM programs, but actually get into a school, get in front of pupils and talk about construction, they don't want to do it. They literally do not want to let you in. We find we're hitting those brick walls all the time. And therein, I believe, lies the problem. Yes, what you're saying is they mightn't be aware of that. It's down to the industry to get in there.
It's
The
kind of a
industry's
two-
trying very hard.
Yeah, it's a two-way thing. It's two-way.
It's-
There's
it's-
great opportunities. See, this is a professional environment in this company here, and this is locally in Magherafelt. There's loads of good opportunities like that. But how do we get that message out? We're not going to sort it out today, unfortunately, but it is a long-term thing.
Well, hopefully Jack and Amy's going to share this on all their social medias and put the word out there for us, you know.
Yeah.
So that's your responsibility after today now. So you want to see the viewing figures rocket here. The youth audience coming in, then we'll get them all great career paths, and we'll unite us all the skill shortage here.
There we go. Maybe we'll. Any other good sport achievements, Amy? No.
You're going to the gym 6 days a week. Well,
Yes.
You must be doing something. High rocks or just training, or
I've done a few of the adapted high roxes, but
Ah,
I've
so
never
you are-
ventured out now to do a full one.
so you are competitive then. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
competitive.
Good. Well, listen, I'm a QS myself. I think it's the best job in the world, so you have a good
Yeah.
career in front of you, you know. Listen, we're running out of time. That's been a great hour, or slightly more. It's been really interesting, a great conversation. I'd like to hear some parting words from you. Now, can you just say for listeners, these two come in with pages of notes, which we told them just to ignore, which they did. We wanted to hear really from the heart rather than from the page. Anything you want to say before we finish? Something you'd like to say, or something you felt you didn't get an opportunity to talk about, or just your closing words?
If you're going into the line of construction, I would say get as much experience as you can, as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Because it can really help you in the future.
You have a very wise head on you. No doubt about that. You'll have trouble holding on to this man. You'll be in business in about 2 years' time, you know. You'll have a squad of men subcontracting onto you, you know, and woman. And Amy, from your own point of view, anything you'd like to say, just to close?
No, just if if an apprenticeship is one of your options, definitely go down that route. You get your experience. If you're not sure, you can ask questions. You can keep asking questions. You gain your experience. You come out, no debt, with a degree
Big
and a
advantage.
job. It's brilliant.
Yes.
I would
huge
definitely
advantage.
recommend it to
Very
anybody.
few careers
Yeah,
can say
that's
that,
it.
you know.
That's it
To
summarised
come
there.
out with a
Yeah.
level 6 qualification, you know.
Yeah, and a path to chartership.
Absolutely.
Sounds
Yeah.
great.
Fantastic. Listen, that's been great. Thank you very much, you two. It's been a great insight to see it from your perspective. Gerard, also from your own perspective and from CFM, that's been great to hear about the company, hear about the great work you're doing, because these people's success has been nurtured by yourself, so you've developed them, so congratulations to you. Anything you'd like to say in closing?
Well, there is no success without Jack and without Amy and without the other people that are working hard right across the areas, the communities that we continue to serve. So there is no business without them, and that the people that are based here are instrumental in this building, in this where the HR, IT, finance, customer side of the business is based. We don't have we don't have a role without the plumbers, the joiners, the plasters, the supply chain, the people that are delivering the work. So it's a two-way street on that. So without one, there is not the other. And we do take great pride in our people, and we'll continue to continually try to improve in them. A big part of the apprenticeships are about win or learn. We have a culture within the business of win or learn, where we have monthly win or learn meetings within the depots as well, and it makes up a big part of our monthly toolbox talk for all our trade staff too. So there are wins celebrated and there are learnings celebrated. So every month we have to just keep on going back to those, what the learnings are, being open enough to share them and take stock of them as well. And back to the apprentices, if somebody is keen, as the guys have both said, give it a go, and don't be afraid to take a chance on an apprenticeship. Invest in yourself, and it'll be well worth it.
And anyone interested can go on your webpage, get information, register their interest, I presume.
That's right, yeah.
Correct.
So Laura will kill us if we don't reference that the apprenticeships are opening now next year.
Oh, next year.
At the beginning of the year.
January,
So they'll be opening at the start of the year for intake then in August and September 2026 there as well. That must be great, and thank you very much for coming to Magherafelt.
Gerard, quite obviously there's a great culture in the company, and that's very much the sign of success of the senior management team, yourself included. So thank you very much, and listen, wish CFM all the success that deserves. Gerard,
Good to meet you.
That's great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Good to meet you all.